Hello and welcome to Too Old and Too Slow. In this episode, I load the car up, head to Snetterton, test for a day, and then we have a day's racing. So, first couple of laps of the season. Really pleased to be back in the car. I've got new brakes fitted all the way around and I can feel them binding a little bit, so I'm going to hook into the pits and hopefully make sure there's no real problems with them. As I head into the pits, I'm looking out for Lee. Hopefully he's there so we can have a quick look at the brakes. Yep, there he is on the left hand side.
So the brake pedal was just solid because it was binding just down here. So I had to remove this mechanism, slacken it off, and now it's packed with grease. And it works just fine.
Right, so got new tyres on, so I'm heading out for another testing session. Right, let's get out on track and make good use of this session. It's expensive and it gives me a great opportunity to get myself mentally and physically prepared for the weekend. I'm really enjoying the new compound of tyres we've got this year. There's a little bit more grip at the front end, gives me a lot more confidence, and that's important, especially at a track like Snetterton.
So that was testing. Once we solved the problem with the seized brake pedal, we got the car back together in one piece and had two really good sessions on track in the afternoon. Initially, my target for the weekend was to beat 215. I did that already in testing and not pushing that hard as well. The car's handling really well. I can really feel the benefits of having a really good setup. And that was with Dave Morgan up at Mallory. The tyres are just coming together really well. I've just bedded them in as the manufacturer has suggested. Just not pushing too hard initially, and now I'm starting to lean on them a bit. So things are looking pretty good for tomorrow. So let's see how qualifying went.
Right, over the start-finish line, I've been struggling to get a really clean lap, and ideally if I can get a toe off somebody, that'd be brilliant as well. As I go through Williams and onto the Bentley straight, I'm revving the car to the maximum RPM in third and then pulling fourth, but the car's just not pulling away in fourth gear. I think I've got too long a top gear, so that will need to be changed before the race. As you see me going around Coram, I'm pulling fourth gear again and the car's just not revving enough. It's sitting just too low out of the power band and it's just not pulling away as it should. As I head towards the start-finish line, I'm trying to wheel the car over the line, and that's what I got, 2:15, and that's probably good enough for me.
So there we go, that was qualifying. Relatively happy with how I qualified. I think I could have pushed a little bit more, but it's first thing in the morning and everything's a little bit cold still. It's still quite early in the year, but it puts me in quite a good place alongside Ben to start the race, and we'll see how that goes. So here we go, race one.
Right, I think I'm in the right place. and that's Ben in front of me, and looking for the lights. Need to set the revs and drop the clutch. So here we go. Not the greatest start, but there's going to be a bit of bunching at the first corner, so hopefully I'll take advantage of that, brake a bit late and try and find a gap. Looking to see if I can get around the outside of Ben, trying to get a bit of traction. No traction, nose cones off, and someone's coming up on the inside. Right, the next opportunity is the heavy braking into Agostini. Someone's locked up in front, and see if I can get a good pull through here, and looking for a nice tidy exit. I'm still just being a little bit too cautious. I need to push a little bit harder, try and increase my corner speed and put the car on the inside alongside Ben. Down towards Montreal, I'm focusing solely on what Ben's doing and thinking about if I can make a move. Unfortunately, I don't see the car in my mirrors. It dives on the inside. Wow, that's unfortunate, but that's racing, I guess. I'm going to try and keep on pushing and try and chase them down. And later in the race, I do get past Ben, but there's more of that a little bit later. Right now, in my sights, is Paul. His car isn't handling quite as well as he would like, and so I've got a chance. Maybe I can get past him. I'm pushing to chase Paul down as I go through Williams and down the Bentley straight. The slightly shorter fourth gear really helps. The car is just a few miles an hour faster, and now I'm in the slipstream for Paul, and I've got a good chance of trying to take him a little bit later. And who's that in my mirrors? I think it's my arch nemesis Ben, lunging on the inside. I've given him way too much space, and look, there he is, pops up straight where I should have put the car. Our cars are so evenly matched, it's just going to be down to who can outbrake and who can get drive. So I'm looking on the inside if I can power through here and get a bit more traction, but no. As the race evolves, another battle appears in my mirrors. It's Ian, and again I leave myself open at Montreal. He goes on the inside, I don't block him. He outbrakes me, and round he goes. Damn, another place lost. I've got to try and really exploit the slipstream, get myself as close as I can to Ian in front, and then try and outbrake him somewhere. I'm going around Coram. I'm thinking this has got to be almost the last lap. I can see the two cars in front. If only I can just push a little bit harder and catch them up. And there's the checkered flag. What a great race.
Well, that was race 1. What an awesome time I had battling with Ben throughout the race. The pace was there. I had a problem in qualifying where I just felt the fourth gear was just a little bit too long, and I couldn't quite accelerate the engine up to the revs I wanted on the main straights. So we swapped out fourth gear, and now it's perfect. As you can see, towards the end of the straights, I was just hitting the shift light, which is where I wanted to be. So after that great fun battle in race 1, we're on to race 2.
And here we go on race 2. Someone slow off the line. I squeezed between him and the pit wall, and we all funnel down to turn 1. So I'm trying to maintain my momentum and keep up with the cars in front. However, this guy slowed down a little bit too much. He's offline a little bit as well. I just lose the momentum I need round the corner, and the cars in front are pulling away. So that was pretty much my race. I spent quite a lot of time driving around on my own, but over the finish line, and that's race 2 complete. The times on race 2 were quite a lot slower than race 1, but I was not really racing against anybody, so I really didn't have the motivation to push that hard. So into the paddock, and that is the end of a great weekend.
So there we go, that was race 2. Just slightly less fun, and actually, to be honest, towards the end of the race I was really feeling the fatigue. It's been a long old day at the track, and I was pretty tired, and you could see that in the laps times. I never really got much above 2:15, where in race 1 I was hammering around at 2:11. I wanted to beat 2:10, but never quite got there. So the pace is there, the car's running great. It's just a shame the field spread out just a little bit too much, and I didn't have an opportunity to fight too many battles. So anyway, the car's gone back on the trailer, and we'll head home. It looks like the next race for me will be at Cadwell Park in about a month's time or so.
And here we go, we've got 2 laps side by side. The one on the left hand side is from race 1, and that was the fastest lap I did of the weekend, which I think was a 2:11. And on the right hand side was my fastest qualifying lap. And as we go through Montreal, you'll see Ian Jury appears, and he'll be very useful because he's going to give me a tow down some of the straights as we go left hand through Palmer and then down to Agostini and the heavy braking zone. I'm definitely getting the effects of having Ian in front of me. I'm going for a slightly wider line through Agostini, and still getting the toe off Ian as we go through Hamilton and then down towards Oggies. So it's kind of useful to compare the top speeds at the end of the straight. On the right hand side I've got a different fourth gear to the left hand side, and as you can see I was up to about 115, 116 and a little bit slower on the right hand side. And round Coram is a real fourth gear drag, and the shorter fourth gear really does help, and I'm just continuing to feed the power in and as much power as I dare and go around this corner 90 miles an hour, and that's pretty scary stuff. And I head on to the centre straight, and please do let me know in the comments below if you can see where I can reduce my lap time anywhere. I'll be really interested in what you think. Over the last year, there's been quite a lot of controversy over the tyres we've been using. This is an ACB9 tyre from Avon. It's a new compound for this year, and this tyre has had 2 test sessions, qualifying and 2 races, and it seems to be holding together quite well. There's not too much degradation on the surface of the tyre. This is one of my rear tyres, and I just hope it remains as grippy as it is.
So, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you taking time to watch these videos. And please remember to like, share and subscribe. And I will speak to you next time.